Hello, this is Jeanette Chasworth, and today I want to talk to you a bit about design. What exactly does a designer do? I'm going to show you. Give me just a second while we get into the program. Here we go. And there we are. So, what does a designer do? Oh, we play with pillows all day. We make things pretty. We pick out paint colors. We go shopping and eat lunch. Or we put shiplap up on all the walls and paint it gray. Okay, I've never actually done shiplap. But what do we really do? We solve problems. And sometimes we need to find more than one solution to your problem, depending on your budget and what your home needs. So, what kinds of problems do we solve? We're trying to improve your lifestyle, improve your quality of life. Your home made such an impact on how you feel every day. The colors, the shapes, the textures, the styles, how it's laid out. A home that's well designed can improve your quality of life and also save you time. There's a lot that goes into interior design that most people don't know and don't have the time to go figure it out. I spent years studying this stuff. And then you take on your remodel and you think, oh, I got to go do this. And you're spending hours and hours and hours on Google. You don't need to, because I've already done that for you. And I know stuff that you probably don't know how to Google because you don't know the right words. And it doesn't mean it's not your field. It is mine. And we save you energy and angst. As one of my clients says, I'm her insurance policy against bad design. Yeah, you've heard somebody, oh, I did this remodel and I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done that. Guess what? There's no I woulda, couldas. Because as a designer, it's my job to show you the options that you don't know are out there. And when you're done, you know you will have made the right decisions. And that's why you hire a designer. Now, there's two areas I see that are the most problematic for people. One is choosing paint colors. There's so much that a paint color has to affect on you. It affects you physically, it affects you emotionally. And when you have the wrong color, it can drain you. It can make you feel sad or tired or really hungry. If you've got the wrong color in your dining room, you might eat too much. Having the right color makes you feel happy, joyous. And there's a lot that goes into it. It's a science. But I know that science because I've spent years studying it. And so while many people go to the paint store and there's millions of paint colors and oh my gosh, how do I choose? Oh, I like blue, I like green, but which color? When you know the science, that answer gets easy. And space planning. This is the other place I see a lot of people making mistakes because most people aren't taught to space plan. And you know what? Most of the people in the stores that work there don't know how to space plan. So you fall in love with something and then you get home and it's too big. Have you ever done that? I see this one a lot. And so you got stuck with it. It's thousands of dollars that are spent on furniture that doesn't fit. And you're just stuck with it because what else do you do? And then there's the, oh my gosh, I don't know what we do with this room. So, they had this beautiful room, this big room, but they didn't know what to do with it. So they just filled it up with stuff they had. Would you want to hang out in this room? The chairs don't look comfy. There's a ping pong table. Okay, cool. But there's nothing to draw you in. And then, this is the same room. There's also a TV on the wall you don't see, but this is a room to enjoy, to be with your family, to entertain in, to have that special holiday. This feels like a family. This feels like a place of celebration. And then we give you solutions to problems you didn't know could be solved with interior design. So I had a client and I went to her house on the first day and she's telling me about her chronic back problems. And the doctor can't figure it out. She's getting cortisol shots, she's getting all kinds of treatments, and none of them are working. I knew immediately what the problem was because she didn't have any springs in her house that worked in her furniture. And she was using she was using a folding chair as her desk chair. Those were never meant for long term sitting. It's all about ergonomics. This picture on the right, that's what your furniture should look like. If it looks like this, it's time for some new furniture because there's no amount of adjustments or treatments that are going to fix if your back isn't getting the right treatment at home and the right support. So it's all about ergonomics and it's about fitting in your furniture. The picture I just showed you, we actually made this sofa a little bit shorter and a little bit thinner because my clients were short. I'm short too, 5'2". And most of you don't experience this, but when you're short, a lot of times your feet don't actually touch the ground. And so we made this a little bit smaller for her so that she didn't feel too small in her own house. So her feet actually touch the ground when she sits in this chair. So that's another way ergonomics works. It's about having a space that fits how you live. In my kitchen, I have a counter that's 3 inches shorter because it makes a big difference when I'm chopping, or I love to make scones. When I'm making scones and rolling out the dough, that 3 inches makes a big difference. And most people, they come in and go, there's something wrong here. It may be wrong for them, but it's right for me. And it makes my body happy. So, what's working for you in your home and what's not? I had another client, her kid was having nightmares after 5 years after 9/11. And she's 9 years old and she's still sleeping in the room with mom and dad because of these nightmares. So we went in her room and she had all these stripes, and they were big, wide stripes. And mom told me the kid had dyslexia. So the poor little thing, when you have dyslexia, the lines don't stay straight, they wobble a little bit. So they looked like just the way the towers did right before they fell. So 9/11 never ended for her. So I explained to her mom that yellow actually will help make her learn better. It helps ease the learning process. That's why we have yellow pads. And I told her this, what the stripes were doing to her. So with a can of paint, we were able to get rid of the nightmares. Mom and dad got their bedroom back. And the kid got some peace. What doctor would have figured that out unless he came to her house and he knew about the effects that this was having on her? We take boring and we make it relaxation. So this client, Lori, she had a very stressful life and really she had just gotten burned out. And this was her bathroom on the right, on the left. And it just was boring. She needed a place to really relax and restore herself. And we created the bathroom on the right, her own sacred space, her own personal spa. And she spent a lot of time in it. And the relaxation she got from this bathroom gave her a new lease on life. She was able to get rid of that burnout. She was able to take on new things, new jobs, a new life, because she was able to finally relax. Catherine had this wonderful house, but it had been old, hadn't been changed in 30 years. And she'd watched her parents and her sister die in this house. It was filled with sickness and sorrow until I came in. And we created a home that was welcoming and joyful. And this bathroom is ADA, which means that if she gets in a wheelchair at some point, she can use this bathroom. That was really important for her because she didn't want to have to go into assisted living. She wanted to be able to stay in her home that she loves. And it makes her so happy. Every time I talk to her, she's, Jeanette, I just feel so happy in my home. I called her during COVID to check on her. And she says, COVID, schmovid. As long as I can stay in my home, I'm a happy camper. It really brought her so much joy. Jackie lost her husband of 60 years. She went from her father's house to her husband's house. She lost a sense of self. And one thing she knew was she always had wanted an Eames chair. And it just didn't fit in the other house. So she found a place and had the perfect place for her Eames chair. And she could look out over the city and see the beautiful bridge and the beautiful valley. And she'd just sit and watch the cars go by and look at all the lights. We did a lot more with her house as well. And she found independence. She found healing because there was a part of her she had to discover about who she was on her own. And she found that independence and she thrived in it. And for the 5 years that she didn't have her husband, she got to have some joy. And we transform. So here's a room. They didn't know what to do with a pool table. And the furniture didn't really, the room says nothing. And we transformed it into this beautiful entryway. One that would make anybody proud to entertain in and to welcome visitors, family, and friends. We did something custom here. This is a totally custom tile pattern on the floor. We got to create something that was uniquely them. And we imagine. This is another unique item. I love doing unique items. Can't go buy this. It doesn't exist. It only existed in my imagination. And it was inspired by my client. She loves books and she needed storage. And she had a Japanese American heritage and she wanted that Japanese American heritage in her home. And so this is what we created. We took a Tansu chest and we blew out for her hallway. And this brings her so much joy. Still does me too. She had some boring bookcases there and we took them out and we put in this. And the space just became alive. Your home affects you emotionally, physically, and mentally. When it's not right, it causes chaos, discomfort, can drain you. When it's right, it provides peace, calm, it empowers you, and it gives you strength for that next step, that next part of your life. as my client said, Jeanette, you make things prettier than I would have ever imagined, but you do so much more. You make things bloom and you make people bloom. And that's why I love being an interior designer. It's not just about making things pretty, it's about things blooming. If you want to find out more about how your home can bloom and how you can bloom, go to my website, thecolorwhisperer.com. Sign up for my free sign up for my complimentary consultation, and I look forward to hearing from you and see what we can make bloom in your home. Thank you.